wet prime, system prep. Also, some more useful functions are equilibrate. This allows the system to pump and equilibrate the system to initial conditions. Purge injector. This purges the sample loop and injectors and can also perform a compression check. Condition column. This runs the gradient through the column to condition it with the fluidics you wish to use for your sample run. Inject samples. This allows you to use the instrument to set up and run a sample, all through the front panel. The equilibrate and condition column functions require methods to be created on the front panel of the Alliance. These functions are not used as often because the user usually does these through Empower or MassLinks. Other frequently used tests through the front panel include a seal pack adjustment. This should be performed after doing a PM by following instructions from the user guide. This positions the needle port between two high-pressure seal pack seals. Next is the compression test. This automatically compresses the solvent in the sample loop and syringe, checks for leaks, and determines the compressibility of the solvent in the system. This is best to do with organic solvent. Next is the static leak test. This is a ramp and decay test of the high pressure of the solvent management system. This tests for leaks of all seals and fittings in the solvent management system. It can be difficult to get the system to pass this test at times. Make sure to follow the directions on the screen. If the test fails, then use a pin plug to determine the location of the leak. The front panel can also be used to view the bubble detection values. It is an automatic feature that cannot be switched on or off. The primary transducer gives this reading. It is automatically activated if the pressure is above 650 psi and a CD ratio, which is compression-decompression ratio, of greater than 1.8. Some more diagnostic tests include the compression check and adjust seals. The compression check automatically compresses the solvent in the sample loop and syringe, checks for leaks, and determines the compressibility of the solvent in the system. This is best to do with organic solvent. Adjust seals automatically adjusts and optimizes the vertical needle port in the seal auto injector. The other diagnostic screen is used to test or check the system's functional status and would be located here. Pump head removal and replacement is used when you PM the primary and accumulator pumps. Make sure you follow the instructions on the screen very carefully when you do so. You will need to use a pin plug. Make sure it is in good condition when you perform this test. Motors and valves. This ensures parameter values specified fall within the acceptable limits for protecting the system and column. Sensors. This allows you to view the current status of the sensors. Valve leak. This tests for pressure leaks in the valves of the sample management system. I/O. This is the current status of the I/O terminals in the back of the 2695. Keypad. This tests the keys on the pad. Carousel. This tests the carousel drive. Sample heater cooler. This tests the sample heater and cooler. Inline degasser. It checks the degasser, and then firmware displays the firmware version and the checksum. Defrost sample heater cooler defrosts the sample heater cooler. GPV turns the GPV on and off, and injector valve rebuild moves the spool so that it can be replaced when rebuilding a high-pressure motorized valve. Next, we will discuss installation and initial startup. Always remember to follow and complete the installation checklist at the time of the installation. The checklist number is shown here. Make sure to follow all applicable steps of the checklist. Remember to fill out the checklist as you perform the procedures and refer to the Alliance System OJT workbook for installation tips and tricks. The flowchart in this slide basically shows the startup process. This is common on both the 2695 and 2795 with a slight difference. You would first power on the separations module, configure the separations module, prepare the solvent reservoirs, prime the seal wash pump, prime the solvent management system, purge the sample management system, adjust the seal pack, load the carousels, set the flow rate and composition, set temperatures if applicable, and then run through the front panel or connect through the software to run the tests. Next, let's discuss the planned maintenance or PM for the Alliance system. Make sure to complete all pre-PM, PM, and post-PM procedures by following the Performance Maintenance Technical Reference document. An additional resource would be to view the videos on the Service Videos page shown here. Also, use the service and upgrade procedures on Service Assist shown here. Make sure to simultaneously complete and record all necessary information in the Performance Maintenance Protocol. Remember to fill out the protocol as you perform the procedures. The screen will show instructions for certain procedures, so follow that carefully. Refer to the Alliance System OJT workbook for PM tips and tricks. Also, specialty tools are recommended for the PM and can be found in the OJT workbook under Materials. Also, during the PM, the FSC must check whether the current version of firmware is installed. If the instrument is not at the current version, the FSC will then consult with the customer to advise about the features and benefits of the latest version. The FSC also must review the error log for any potential issues. During a corrective repair event, the FSC can review the logs to help troubleshoot with the issue. This is the PM kit for the original and Phase 2 injector. This is what you will change during that PM. There is also a new E2695 Performance Plus PM kit. The part number shown here. This kit will include parts to support the new seal pack, such as additional solvent filter, additional Teflon filters, and tie wraps, and oriented plungers. This kit will not contain gloves or the 3-volt battery, in which were removed due to regulatory and shipping compliances. Shown here is an exploded view of the plunger drive assembly. When PMing, make sure to follow the steps on the front panel closely. Make sure you read, then perform the task. When changing the check valve cartridge during the PM, make sure that the arrow points up. Here we have exploded views of the head and seal wash chamber. When PMing both of these components, be careful not to damage the pump heads when removing or replacing the seals. The high-pressure plunger seal and seal wash seal look similar, so make sure to always verify the part numbers. There are several types of seals used on the Alliance system. Some customers use different seals than others due to the chemicals and solvents used. When performing a PM, always make sure to use the same types of seals that were in the system prior to the PM. Also, use the installation tools to seat the washers and seals properly. There are also different types of check valves depending on the customer applications. The Ruby Sapphire check valves are shown here and come with different sized gaskets. Ceramic valves are shown here and also come with different sized gaskets. Use this table to determine what part numbers are for each check valve type. And remember, new check valves have an arrow on the side depicting the direction of install. Always make sure the arrow is pointing up. Seal pack adjustment is also part of the PM. The first hyperlink, Adjust Seals Routine, links to the Service Assist procedure. The second link is to the service video of the seal pack replacement. If when viewing the video you receive a message saying contacting the server, select Cancel and the video will begin. The Adjust Seals procedure starts at 12.50 minutes. Next, we will discuss troubleshooting resources for supporting the Alliance system. Some common tools for troubleshooting include the Alliance Troubleshooting Guide link. This links to the Service Assist page dedicated to troubleshooting. Also, KCS. This is where you can search some articles related to common issues, etc. Also, the Troubleshooting and Tips and Tricks section in the OJT workbook also contain valuable information on troubleshooting.